Hey guys and gals, Von Baden here. Wanted to take and introduce you to the next phase of this and kind of do a recap and go over one of the other new things that I'm working on while waiting for paint and whatnot to dry. So I hated the name Dead Jack in the Box. I didn't know what else to call it, but I got a better name now. I am going to cover, of course now I don't know what I did with them, probably underneath all this, but anyways, it doesn't matter, because I have this. That's right, the puzzle box from Hellraiser. So what I'm going to do is basically make another box like this that will have the Jack in the Box elements, have a crank on the side of it or side here or wherever, it doesn't really matter at this point. And the box will be done up like this, but it'll be with normally the crank that, you know, pop goes the weasel and all that, and then normally it's a clown that pops out or whatever thing that you experienced when you were a kid, because I'm sure they made them with other things other than clowns. But I am going, and he's still a bit, glue should be dried, but what I've done here is I have veined up the heart and did the red glue stick running down underneath. I know it's kind of a flatter heart, but I only had so much space to work with inside the teeth here, and I just didn't want to have to change the whole look of that. I have glued the spring on, so because this video was going to be so long if I did all of it in one video, I kind of wanted to at this point start over and kind of give you a breakdown. The skull I picked up at Joann Fabrics before Halloween. It was $5-6. Had an opposable jaw that you can adjust. I hot glued the jaw in place where I wanted it. Then I went through and I glued down pieces of this half dowel rod EVA foam around the eyes to give it a little bit of a protrusion. I did that around the lips as well, except for areas where he's missing part of his lip right there. Then the nice thing with those elements there is it gives you that bump up to build up on, and will give you some lines to work within for painting and whatnot. So then for his scars around his forehead, what that was I took regular glue stick and the hot glue gun and took and did a layer of hot glue in a circle pattern to raise that up to make this a little bit more solid and not as fragile. I used paper towel. I tore it into pieces and Mod Podged it on. After that, I went back over it with my friend toilet paper. This is a Scott's brand 1-ply. You don't need to go all expensive and use 2-ply as far as toilet paper goes. And then I Mod Podged that on there. The cool thing with the toilet paper and the Mod Podge is when you put it on, if you take and you push, you lay it on and you kind of push from different angles, it will give you those wrinkles in the flesh. I don't know. Yeah, you can see that. Gives you those nice wrinkles in the flesh. And that also gave me areas that I could paint on to make those little details pop. So after I did that and Mod Podged the toilet paper on there and let that dry, I came back and I wanted to get a gray tone, which he obviously did not come out looking gray. And with my airbrush kit, I got a color wheel and I tried to best match the gray that I was looking for. It didn't actually come up with anything that was the right color. It looked like the right color in the gun, but once it dried on here, it was very, very dark, because my initial plan was a gray, then, you know, a deep, deep purple to do the veining on it, and that just didn't happen. So I ended up going back through and I found a peachy color and I just kind of mist over all of that, and then it actually gave me a lot of different layers of dark and light, which was cool. I went around the eyes with black, a lot around the damage. I wanted to show more of a rot and disease, so we did dark around that, black around that. Then once that was all done, sealed it. The spring here is a it is for the pool, or it was for the pool, and painted it black, and then came back and kind of did some silver over it and left some of the black showing through so it looks kind of dingy. The heart is made out of this EVA foam. It is high density. I want to say it's a 1/4 inch, maybe an inch thick, to make the heart. And I basically freehanded the heart, looking at pictures online to kind of get a shape so I could put that in his mouth. I took and painted it this Plaid FX metallic red, which I wanted that to be kind of poppy, and that accomplished quite well. And then I also used, for the veining on there, I used the Plaid FX, this purple metallic-y color. And the heart was done with glue gun as well. I put glue on it, the hot glue gun, to do the main trunks of the lines. Did the toilet paper with a pushing technique up on it, and that's how I ended up with, see if the camera focuses on it, all those little purple veiny things that are going everywhere. Then I got a little bit of blood, which is hot glue coming out of the heart there. All of that was done, the little veins with the toilet paper and the Mod Podge, and brush them from one side then the other to get those peaks. And then I came through with very fine tip, if it'll focus, there, very fine tip brush to highlight those peaks, and did a little bit of a dry brush on it to get that there. Then with the red glue stick, I was able to do the blood coming down off the teeth to give it that appearance of he's bit into it and it was juicy and disgusting and all that fun stuff. So that's in there now. The next is the box construction, and I'll be doing videos of that, and then we'll do the final wrap up once that's done. But like I said, this will be, well, it'll be a little bit bigger than this one, but nonetheless. And of course it'll be a lid pop out or whatever. The back of it will be the lid open on it. So stay tuned for that. If you've enjoyed this video, by all means hit the like button down below. If you got any questions, leave those in the comment section down below. And if this is your first time to the channel, hit that subscribe button. I've got other builds that are coming up where we'll be talking about my friend here and what I'm doing with that. And I will see you all on the next video. Thanks. Bye. I got work to do. Gotta go. See ya.